Ooh. Oh, wait. I don't think I had desktop audio set up. But we shall see what happens today. I have no idea what's going to happen today. Frankly, I'm a little scared. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think we had this problem before. But you know what? If it crashes, it crashes. I'll figure it out. This might be the reason, actually, why I stopped beforehand. Let's, yeah. Let's do this. If I can properly put it there. That should be good. Woo! Looks like I'm live. Let me see if I can share it. Copy. Post it in the stream notifications. There we are. I have no idea how bad the buffering is gonna get. But let's turn on some music, just in case. Let's make sure everything is going through properly. Oh, I didn't change my sound, so it's just all coming through my mic. Never mind. Let's turn off the music then, and I'll close out of that tab, so it eats up less of my data. Or bandwidth, that's the proper term. Hello, William Afton. Hello, Moonlight. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Atlas. I apologize to everybody that I have been away for so long, but, you know, college and stuff. And then also just some other problems that we've been having in terms of, like, latency issues. It seems okay right now. There's been a couple times where there's been a couple times where the block briefly turns like red or orange, but I'm assuming that's just like regular buffering. It comes from my end. The important thing is that it doesn't repeatedly flash red or orange, or like enough to close down the stream, because that would be bad news. If I can get some input from you guys as the stream goes along, what the quality is, that would be greatly appreciated. If my voice is cutting out, or if the video is buffering a lot, then be sure to let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to be working on a drawing for a buddy of mine on Discord. Yeah, it's getting yellow and orange quite a lot. My fans are picking up speed. It doesn't seem so bad, though. Let me go get my phone. No, I won't. I'll just rely on you guys. As long as you guys are here and are able to chat about... Well, it's a smooth 480p so far. Yeah. I do have it on ultra low latency. Current bitrate is higher than the recommended bitrate. Bitrate of 1000 kbps. So maybe that's why it turns to orange, because it's just going below that. And that's what I expected it to be. Unless I change it, and then it still does the same thing. But who knows? Just as long as it runs. 500 ice cream cakes out of 10. Alright. Well, I'm going to try and do some drawing. No music yet, because we're not sure if the stream can handle it. But it's all good and gravy. So yes, this is a drawing that Ryzen asked me to do, and I agreed to it because he played my obby, and he got very far in it, even though it was quite a struggle for him. mainly because it's incredibly difficult, but still, I figured this would be a way to repay him. Alright, so that's the background setting. And also, I'm streaming this because I figured it would be a better way to get some artwork done when there's other people watching. So I have more motivation to work on it consistently, you know. Yep. Alright, so the people in the background, I think I'm just going to have to do it like very rough assemblages. And then blur it all together. I was thinking of some sort of like shadow figures too. That might also work. I have to figure out the best way to interpret it. But we'll see. There's an opportunity for some very cool lighting things here, since he's in an alley. But we'll see. Alright, where's his layer? There it is. It's the sketch layer. I'm probably got to get an image of him anyways to make sure that I'm going about this all right. Maybe I will open up my drawing for him from a while back. It's a long time ago. I forget what color he is now. Because I remember he did want to do like the blue color for a while. I'm doing okay, Moonlight. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I think I'm going to be safe. Just go get my phone. I will be right back. Oh, hold on. Then I got to switch it to the BRB. There we go. So what I can assess from my previous drawing of him is that he went back to his regular color scheme, we'll call it. And he's got the orange ears, rainbow hair and all. And protogens are a little difficult to draw. I might need a reference for that too. Thank you, Moon. Let's see. Oh, that's the ellipse tool. Get free down here. Boop. Lucky I learned a solution to that, where it's like sometimes I'll be drawing and then all of a sudden the pen will no longer have width based on pressure or thickness based on pressure, and that the fix to that is simply to just click with your mouse, because that means it's sort of mixed up the controls between your mouse and then your pen. There's been a couple other solutions too. I think sometimes Fire Alpaca if you if you're using the 2 color palettes, it'll get stuck and you'll be stuck on one of them. I think if you press X, yeah, it switches it. Some other just cool things I learned in terms of like regular art strategy. When it comes to making comic panels and you want to make sure like it's a 3x1, the way that I did it was that I drew a vertical in the middle and then moved it over to the left, flipped it over, then drew, now what's it, how did I do that? I forget how I did it, but it was some sort of math thing that I did in order to get it to work. And in fact, when I do my tutorial series, I'm planning on having a segment about the math behind artwork. Or at the very least, just like in terms of like drawing circles and stuff. Because if you're able to look at things in a different way, maybe from like a mathematical perspective at least, or more in visual math than actual like calculations and stuff, then you can solve problems a little bit better. Like in the way that you draw a better circle. If you don't have access to the ellipse tool that you do, and like you're doing it on traditional, then what you could do is you draw a cross using a ruler with 2 sides that are equal in length, and they meet in the middle. This is just a rough estimation to show. Nah, that's not good. Just a little bit. But you can kind of see, like, you can visualize some elements of it. Like, when I'm making a cross, I see the 4 individual squares, even if they're not complete. And so then when you got the cross, then you just have to do the 4 little arcs in between and make them about the same. And so instead of having one big motion for the circle, you can make a circle in 4 smaller ones. And if it's still difficult, you can do it again by doing like 8 segments of equal length. That's a little bit longer, but if you want to be more precise with it, that's one way to do it. And then that also in terms of like understanding the 3-dimensionality of it, like with spheres and all. That's pretty difficult to do as well. But if you can get the hang of it, like here on his visor, if we understand that it's circular in shape or spherical in shape, then we can see that this is sort of like a ball coming out of it, you know, rather than just a circle on another circle. That's what it is in terms of laying on the paper, but in the way that we perceive it when it's all shaded. Oh gosh darn it, did I not switch my yeah, I keep forgetting to switch over the scene. Dang. That's my fault. Alright. Back to square one with that, aren't we? Oh well, it happens. Yeah. Just realized it. But yeah, we'll see here that you could see this and think, okay, that is just a circle inside a circle. But in the context of what we're doing, you could see it as like sort of like a half sphere bulging out of the other one. Yeah, but I'm allowed to say it too, because freedom of speech. You know, it's a lot more apparent when you have shading on it, but that'll definitely be a later episode down the road when a lot of the fundamentals are covered. So the first one's most likely just going to be like, just like the basics, you know, how to understand art and how to motivate yourself to become an artist if you're looking into it. think what I'm gonna do, instead of having an outright like 2 sketch layers and then making the second one more refined, I can just go right on an individual one and use this base schematic. That might be a little quicker. See, in the cases where you can't use the position of the iris among the eye, when there is no iris here, you can... Okay. You can do it by distorting the shape of the pupil, so it points more in the direction that he's looking. Ooh, I should probably let Ryzen know that I'm streaming. Since he'd like to see, most likely. All right. Boop, boop, boop. Yep. Let's see. Oh, hey Zero. What's up? Oh, you got you got the picture I drew for you as your YouTube picture. So when it comes to like the visual, I know that there's a little bit of visual buffering. Is there any audio buffering? Like, are you hearing cutouts in my speech and stuff? This is a drawing that he wanted me to do, and in terms of like representing how he's been feeling as of recently, you know? And that's part of the thing I was talking about with him, with art therapy. Something that I was talking about with my own therapist is something as a way of like working through our emotional problems. When, I mean, it's more for the person who's affected by it to work on, but it is one way that you can help work through your problems in giving different representations of it, you know. If you can visualize your feelings in a separate art form, either in music or in drawing or other things, you can understand it through a separate medium. And in a way, the more that you understand it, the more you can work it out. And sometimes it changes over time. Like with a lot of my old art pieces that had sad undertones, they actually ended up being more positive in the future, or showing that I've moved past that for now. It's part of the encapsulating nature of artwork as a whole, and why it's so essential and important in terms of expression of ourselves and in culture. Though I've mainly just lost a handle on that. Or, in the times where I have been expressing myself, they've been in much larger projects like the animation of the big kids, and I haven't been putting as much focus on the more lighthearted stuff that you would otherwise have seen in a while. That's the kind of stuff I enjoyed making for my own entertainment, and for other people's entertainment too. But in times of deeper emotional struggles, that's where artwork can mainly find its roots. But I've been working through it, and now that it's summer, even though I am trying to get a summer job, even if it's part-time, not full-time, Dude, I remember seeing... Jeez. Why is it that, like, people keep coming back from, like, Build World or whatever? I haven't been on there in ages. Well, that's not true. I did go back and check it out, but, like, man, a lot of people must have hopped on from there. Alright, let's give them some hair. It's nice that you remembered me, though. Thank you for coming by. Oh, yeah, I gotta have his ears down. I think I'll build onto the structure of his neck and all first. He has a gray hoodie on in this one. Let's do the parts that are overlapping first. Let's see. So his shoulder's going to be up there. So that would probably make his arm come forward some. And then when it bends over that way to hug around his knees. His knees are coming through here. This is kind of like resting his chin on him. There we are. I'm glad though that people were still showing up, even though I haven't like been streaming in Foreversville. Dealing with college and all has taken up most of the time for that. Oops, did not mean to open Discord. But yeah, in terms of general I almost said occupidity and realized that's not a word. In general occupation, I've been spending a lot more time on Discord, helping out friends and all, and I enjoy doing that too. So I've been putting a little more priority there instead of my artwork. Mainly because, for one, I haven't been drawing much for other people. People haven't really been asking. I mean, I did do that thing with the chibis for people in my Discord server. But, occupidity, yeah. I think it's kind of funny because it sounds like... No, that's the word for when you occupy your stuff with stupidity. By like, my occupidity is throwing bottles against a wall. That's fun. Yeah, it is very fun. I have much more motivation when it comes to drawing other people than stuff for myself, though. And it stinks because I do have some projects that I want to get done. And I haven't really. Occupational stupidity. Yes. When Jim doesn't know what a rundown is. Oh, wait. Let me add a little detail that I just thought of. That's better. It's the little things. Ironically, now that I'm streaming it, I feel like my line work has somehow incidentally become smoother. Just like on the individual strokes. Like it's all piecing together rather well. I guess it's in the same metric that being on stream encourages me to be efficient. You know, because I don't want to have people sitting around for an hour not watching me do anything. Give his hair a little bit of limpness. But yeah, I think as long as people are still here and they enjoy seeing what I'm doing, we can go back to having fun on the stream. And presuming that my internet doesn't destroy things or like mess things up, because I remember when we did the Minecraft streams, remembering the footage from there, it did work, but there was still a decent amount of visual buffering, even though the audio still caught up for the most part. And that's the most important thing, the audio, because as long as I could still talk with you guys, it's the main thing. So assuming I can get stuff in the works, what I'm going to be working on next will be my art tutorial series. And then in tandem, I guess, although maybe it will come after, would be more commentary-based videos. Because I'm starting to feel like, with a lot of the stuff I've been saying with 2 people on Discord, it would be really helpful if I could post videos about it on YouTube to the massive amount of people that would possibly benefit from it, you know? Rather than just individuals at the time. You know, giving my standpoints on certain issues that seem to be common. Like, a big one nowadays, I won't name names, but with relationships and how it's changing in the online world. And it's not in the ways that you think, because there are times where it seems that the meaning of the word relationship is viewed very differently between the 2 people. Because you're very flexible in terms of what you can do with this person, how much time you spend with them and all, and you could set your own requirements and such. If they're not explicitly stated and agreed upon, then the 2 people could end up doing things that are hurtful to each other, and it'll have the same sort of negative reaction to a relationship if that sort of thing did happen in a real relationship, you know, or not a real relationship, but like one that's in real life. So there's a lot of things to go about it. When it comes down to initiating a relationship, how much do you know the person? In terms of even just like having spent time with them online and observing how they behave, you know? Because it's very easy to meet and interact with people at a rapid fire pace. But, like, is there genuine love forming? We'll never really know. Yeah, it is impossible to know without giving it, like, several months at least. And unfortunately, that seems to not be the case at times. And if you guys know who I'm talking about, please don't say anything, because it's affecting privacy rights. And I will not do that either when I'm making videos about it. But I'll speak as a means of helping. I'll speak as a means of helping as many people I can. I know Blair and I had talked today about a hero complex and how it's a little unrealistic to want to help everybody. But at least in the sense I could, without necessarily directly investing myself in the situation. I could, and I will still do that if I can. But this could be a way to put my ideas more in a concrete way, and in times where there's not crisis, just sort of reflect upon the ideas that are going around. Because honestly, that's how a lot of problems can have better resolutions, as long as people are putting ideas in the air and thinking about them before it all comes down, you know. The more that we think in the world, the more ideas that we open up to discussion and ultimately reflect and refute and refine a lot of ours, then we'll ultimately be a lot more knowledgeable of the people that we're interacting with and the world and the way that we interact with others in the world. I think it'd just be better. And given I do have some interests in psychology in general, I think it would be a good route to take this channel, you know? Both combining art and psychology, sort of like what Psych2Go does, but more in just applying it to general issues that I've seen, you know, and giving it advice. Personally, Psych2Go's videos, for some topics I think are interesting, but some of them are titled in ways that seem to be directly applying to the people that they should well, directly like trying to intrigue the people that are going through similar sorts of things, and it gives a sort of confirmation bias to it, you know, like, oh, this has been happening to me, and this video explains what I should do about it. And while in some cases I can imagine things that I would say are good to do in a given time, I'm not going to suggest that people go through it at point blank. You should evaluate the situation and then make a call for that case. The exception being things that are just universally better, like communicating things with people and being more open and clear. Because I can tell from personal experience and from other people that I've heard about that when things are not said, that's how things end up going bad. The more that is said, the more that people will be able to understand one another. Alright, I think I've done enough blabbering about psychology, unless y'all are okay with me still doing that. But we could find a more personable topic to talk about if you guys want to. I was considering putting on music too, but I don't think there would be a playlist that would really be fitting for the drawing that I'm doing. Alright, thank you, Moon. But there are other things that I love besides psychology and art, namely cookies. And other candies too, but cookies are good. I'm curious to know if there are any, like, outlandish cookie recipes that I haven't heard of. I've heard of a couple, like chocolate chip, obviously. There's macadamia nut. Oatmeal butterscotch is one of my favorites. And then oatmeal raisins, okay. But I wonder if there's any really good cookies out there that people have had. I'm gonna make his knees bigger, actually. Deep fried cookies. Oh, Oreos. I was gonna say, that sounds kind of weird, but then I remember deep fried Oreos is a thing. So I guess it's not too bad. I mean, deep fried Oreos are pretty weird and unhealthy for you, but they're good. Maybe like, I know some cookies have fruits baked into them. If you have like chocolate cherry. Well, that's better for cake. I'm not sure. Ooh. Imagine some sort of cinnamon apple cookie. I think that'd be really good. Like, if you somehow infused apple flavoring or apple juice into the dough and then sprinkled it with cinnamon on top, that sounds yummy. I wonder if anybody's done something like that. If anybody wants to look it up while I'm drawing, they can. Just get a small detail. We got the tube of the hoodie sleeve. get some of these extra lines out of the way for now. Baba Boy. Hello, the Astro Llama 777. Is that Ryzen? Or is that somebody else? I remember that Ryzen had TCS Studios. Oh, hi. Whoopsie. It's good to see you too, Rise. You can let me know over Discord or in the chat if you want of any changes you'd like me to make. I think I'm getting to a good progress spot. I'm hoping to try some interesting things with the lighting today. The way the sunlight will come into the alleyway. Oh, this could be grabbing his other arm. Other arm can go in there. What is onion divided by 32? Bees. Just a whole lot of bees. I love being random. Am I correct? Yeah, this is the best way to avoid drawing hands. And it's logical too. Because I feel like in times where you're like all huddled up, you really don't see your hands too much. Or like when you think of somebody that has their arms stuffed inside their jacket, you know? Kind of like a symbol. There's a lot of other things you could think about too that fit in with it. Yeah, kind of like when they're stuffed in your pockets, or and just the general hunched over nature. General themes, or using body language to your advantage. That's what it is. Oh, whoops. It's the wrong line I erased. I gotta erase this one. My eyes are weird. I might need to get a bottle of water, now that I'm realizing. Ironically, it works better because I'll hide skin as I can if I'm feeling this way. Yeah. it's kind of like retracting into your clothes that are already used to cover up your skin. And so less of you is shown. It's weird. I never really had picked apart like behaviors like that, thinking that they were unconscious. But now that there seems to be a sort of sense to it, it brings new ideas to the table yet again. Alright, the hood is too smushed. Not the hood, the edge of the sleeve. Or his hand would be too smushed if the sleeve stayed that way. Let's do this a different way. Joe Bingo. I was gonna say Joe Biden, but I was like, that's political. I don't care though. Yeah, I'm gonna get a bottle of water. One sec. Bottle acquired. I almost hit my head on a table, but bottle is acquired. I believe that. There we go. That's better. Yeah, boxes make a lot of noise. One of those noises being jazz. See, that's what I'm talking about. I have a lot of improv stuff that I can do when it comes to music, and I can write things like on the fly, but when it comes to actually putting it on paper and articulating instruments, as I would hear them in my head, it just goes. That was a noise. I don't know my Blue Yeti with me. I don't know if the mic quality is actually better or worse when it comes to the FaceTime mic. I'll tell you what, though. Some instruments I really like I've heard in the orchestral setting, that I wish were on GarageBand or any other services that I've used. Muted trumpets, or any sort of like decently sounding brass instrument that where you can like put in the different modifiers and stuff. Because muted trumpets are so fun. They're like the nice squeaky little trumpets. You go like something like that. It's really hard to do with my voice, but you know, you've probably heard them somewhere before. There's actually a couple different inserts they put into the front. But man, if I could actually have access to something like that, like if FL Studio or whatever sort of thing actually has good orchestral sounding instruments, then Super Secret Agent Spy thing might become a real thing. And if that were to happen, that would be the best thing ever. I know it probably doesn't make a lot of sense to people out there, but if you've heard some things that I've been working on, or had in the works for a while, but just have never gotten off the ground, man, I tell you what, Super Secret Agent Spy thing would be my best work if I got it finished. Even though it's absolute nonsense and it would take forever, it would be so worth it. Alright, we're still all 9. That's good. Just making sure every once in a while so that we don't go flip flop flop. Alright, since we're starting out on digital, I think we're making good time. It's been like an hour so far. And we're getting pretty close with the line work. See, this is what I'm talking about. Once you have the head anatomy down, the rest of it you can just kind of use a bunch of tubes. And it still looks pretty decent for what it is. If you can go into detail and get like all the clothes with the ruffles and stuff. I mean, actually do that. I don't know, it looks kind of good this way. Let's see if I can add areas like there. I mean, whoever said things had to have a lot of detail in them, or at least everything. You can put some in and it'll still be nice. Like when it comes to jeans, it's still just kind of like tubes. I don't really put in the belt loops and stuff. What do proto feet look like? Oh, they got paws. Or at least rising paws. How am I doing this? Okay, his foot is turned on its side. Let's fix that. Perspective is going to be a tough episode when I get it out there for the drawing tutorial, because it's probably one of the most difficult aspects of art to learn and to do properly. But good thing is it's mainly not necessary unless you're doing like a complex scene like this. And if we look at one of the other layers, we'll see the fragments of two-point perspective that I've been working with. Let's see. I'll pull it up in just a second once I finish a little footsie. Let's see. So very faint, but it's still there. The red lines to show how I was structuring it. See, that's where the two walls are going to be. And then off screen, I shrunk it down so they're not on there anymore, but there are two vanishing points where these other lines are leading down to. Like there's one over here, if you scroll this way. The horizon line is here, which is essentially, if you look at off into the distance, where the edge of the earth would be, like the difference between the earth and the sky. That's what we call the horizon line. And so we put the vanishing points on the horizon line so that when we recede back into space towards those 2 points, then the objects distort a little differently. Like, if you had a cube right in front of you here that was facing you, that would be a tricky one. How would they do that? Oh, wait, it's because in reality there's 3-point perspective. Like, there would be a third one for when you're looking up. The only reason it's not mainly not used is because you would have to be looking like up at something really tall. I don't know why it works that way. I'm guessing that in real life it happens at all angles. So it won't look exact to no, hold on. Is it? I don't know. Perspective is weird. I don't know how mathematically accurate it is, but in terms of representing what we want to draw, it's good enough, at least. So like figuring out how the angles work. So maybe what I'll have to do for that is to demonstrate with a cube or something so that they could follow along with the faces of it, and then maybe do it like a try it yourself moment, you know, to see if you can figure out where the vanishing point is for the cube. If we take a picture of it. I don't know. Thankfully, no. Even if you have art in a big scene like this, you don't have to use perspective so much. It just helps it look a little more natural. Wait a minute. Let's fix this. He got a big leg. How we all doing there? We does anybody want any music or something? Actually, I don't know if that'd be such a good idea in terms of the stream holding up still. Who knows? I'll be more adventurous if I start doing some more streams. I'm enjoying this quite a lot, having not done it for so long. I think I just chomped on a tooth. Nah, probably didn't. I don't know, you get... The dentist said I was grinding my teeth, and I got like a dental guard to help prevent against it, but it hurts my jaw, and I didn't want to get another one because the process of getting the tooth mold is really unsettling and uncomfortable. Besides, it's expensive to get one of those things custom made. I thought I hadn't been I thought I hadn't needed it for a while. Because it turns out I was wrong. Like, I noticed one of my teeth, I could literally see where it's being ground up. We got 5 viewers. I remember the days where you could, like, see if it was people, or who it was specifically. I don't know if I can still do that. Let's see, participants. Yeah, unless it really shows, like, who it is, then nobody will be there. Unless that's the way of saying it's people that are actively chatting, but I haven't chatted yet. It's not clear. YouTube is not clear with this kind of stuff. Wait, actually, wait a minute, what's undo? There it is. Okay, so instead, we'll have his tail come off to the side, and then we'll draw the this clothes around it. The tail and the head, those two things are probably what cause the most problems for people. When drawing furries, at least. And I guess third thing would be, well, hands and paws go together. I mean, that's just generally difficult for people, but to furry specific things, then I would say it's the, the head and tail. Well, the head too, there's a lot of different elements of it. I'd say the eyes are the most difficult for me, just because I really like specificity when it comes to the eyes, and very slight differences change how it looks quite a lot. Mainly because of eyebrows. Like, there's a different styles that have different ways of doing eyebrows. Sometimes I'll just knock them off altogether, and that'll look fine. But for more realistic drawings, or closer to realism, then I will feel the need to include them. And when I do include them, I like them to be really thin and closer down to the eyes so they're less noticeable. Because big bushy eyebrows kind of make me nervous. Or not nervous, but like, I just generally don't like it. Hello, Joseph Mashburn. Welcome to the stream. A name that I don't remember because it's been a long time. If you're new, though, welcome. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. Wonder how it would be with noise suppression on here. We'd have to suppress like everything I say. Or not say, but like everything that comes out of my mouth, that's it. Because a lot of it's just noises. Noises are what drive the world to insanity. He's looking very cute. I'm glad you think so, right? And just about an hour of time, too, I think, in terms of the line work. We could color him in first, or we could try working out the other elements of the background, because the background elements are probably what's going to be the most difficult. As you can see, I've got a lot of balloons, but they're going to be people, you know. Okay, that looks good. I'm just making sure I've crossed my I's and dotted my T's. I meant it as a joke, but like as I was saying it, kind of not. Like, I actually no, swap that again. I meant to say it as a joke, but it actually came out like that. Oh jeez. Thank you very much, Moonlight. Alright, let's see. Let's check his arm, because his arm is likely still visible. So if we cross back there, we find the point which... So that whole thing is going to be his arm. Through there. And we can't see the lines because they're being covered up by the rest of his body. But we need to still have his torso intact. And wait a minute. Let's take this into a work layer. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. So, if we follow where his legs connect, that is the cylinder portion. So then, if we make a rectangle shape along the front of it. Now, hold on. This is going to be closer that way, so it's more flat on. See, this is another thing in terms of accuracy that will be difficult to teach about, because this is essentially showing like a bent rectangle as a means of showing where the torso should realistically go and how it should realistically bend. But how do you freaking explain this? So that's where the shoulder is. If you can see the faint lines that I'm doing, so to speak. But that doesn't make sense then, because his legs are tilted off to the side. Unless I spread them apart a little bit more. Yeah, so we'll take his other leg and give it a little bit of a spread. And that way, his other hand can properly latch onto his leg. Realistic. Because right now, his wrist is kind of bending around it. That's just a way of checking yourself for accuracy. To the naked eye, it would look fine, I think. But to Stormy, it would be like, nope. Yeah, attention to detail is important when it comes to making art for other people, at least. Here. If it doesn't look right, I'll undo. Hold on, let me sit on the floor, see if I can even do this without straining myself. Oh god, no. Never mind. Yeah, the knees don't bend outward like that. So, what's happening if the tail is placed properly? Something looks off about it. Huh. I didn't think about the tail. But it might just be because the rest of him is facing this way. I think it might be more about the arms, now that I'm looking at it. Like, he's facing closer to sideways for the feet and his head, but then his torso is reflecting that he's facing... This is a predicament if I ever saw it. Oh, it was closer in the original sketch. That's it. Oh, wait a minute. I know what you're talking about. Because it's overlapping the clothes when it shouldn't be like that. It should be underneath. There we go. Attention to detail, folks. Alright, so I think we should just fix the legs. I was in the right to move one over, but we gotta move the other one over too. It's alright. Also, in this case, his head will be the only thing that's facing off a little bit, but it'll be off to the side, like on his left on his right hand. It's alright. I get you. That's going to be the biggest problem with doing the art tutorial series. A lot of the stuff that you talk about, you have to show, because you can't really explain it properly. And that's why art class sucks. But I will try my best. Oops, no, don't want to get rid of that just yet. Layers is going to be a unit too. Actually, no. If I can get consistent with it, we'll do just the basics of art when it comes down to like construction on paper. Then I'll move on to the digital spectrum as a continuation, how to make use of the digital tools that are available to us. I'll need to make a new setup in that case for the drawing. Because in the drawing, I'm just at the table with a piece of paper and all my pencils and stuff. So yes, keep them flat against each other. That looks much better. The way his arms line up too. Alright, just gonna make sure I do the feet properly. Come on, I'll do. Perspective aligning. I'll have like wider bottoms for his jeans. Yeah, his feet are gonna be off the screen. No, wait a minute. I'm not smart. His feet should be lining up here. And his toes peeking over the edge of the drawing surface. Actually, his foot should be in the middle. No. See, that's still not applying to perspective. This is like it's laying flat, but then the ground has a little bit of a lower angle. You can tell I'm a little out of practice with art. Let me open up my perspective layers again. Which one is that? I think it's this one. If I move it forward a bit. Yeah. So his feet need to lay in line with his bottom. And then, yes. Okay. And I need to follow along the course of both vanishing points. No, this one. So that's about how it lines up. Have his toes in a little fold pattern like that. And his jeans will come down over the top of his feet, so I don't need to go too in depth about that. That looks good. Okay. You got small little footsies. But yes, footsies they are. Actually, they might be normal size. I don't know. Sometimes I've been drawing characters with big feet on accident. But, you know, it happens. If Blair's here, yes, I said it again. I don't think he is, but whatever. I just the yawn of tiredness. Oh. Alright, though. But yeah, Ryzen, I think this is probably going to be the last ones I do for you, just like on a favor basis, you know? Unless something else happens that I could reward you with artwork for, you know? But just as a means of, like, keeping it fair to other people that are going to be paying for stuff. But that's all. I put a lot of effort into this one. Because I have to. But, yeah. Just as a heads up. Alright. Now, I know you were Mr. Teal Boy for a while, but has your color scheme changed at all from your original one? That's what I'm going based off of. There we go. All right. Turning Point USA, Turning Point USA. Man, I don't know why you did 4 toes. You know, three toes. I'm doing 4 toes right now. It's just like a habit. Made 0 anatomical sense, and frankly didn't make things any easier, because instead of just 1 large big toe, now you have 2. Yeah, it doesn't follow along with regular foot anatomy where the big toes like closer to the center. I get the 2 big toes in the middle. That's where I go with my style. I'm gonna be careful too with my art tutorial series not to basically teach people how to do my style. I'm just going to try and make it more diverse and open. Like how to draw feet, I would just say. The commonality would be like 4 or 5 toes. I did 3 toes for a while. And usually the way I will do it is I will have little bulbs at the end, but there are different ways to do it, like digigrade or plantigrade. And each of them has different levels of anatomy to be learned that can be studied from other artists or other references as well, just as long as there's not copying. Or if you are copying, just to see how the pen stroke works, not to publish anything, because that would be stealing. Chances are, though, if anybody that would already be intentionally stealing art was on my channel, they would have done so already, and wouldn't get any use from the tutorial. What am I doing? Why can't I draw properly? And more importantly, why did I do that to I Tell Mommy Kissing Santa Claus last night? I don't know. I am a weird person. If you haven't already gotten that from my sometimes I forget how to talk and I just do things. It's when I have a thought that's in the process of being built in my head that I haven't completely finished just yet. Yeah, that's the way that I work. I don't know if the other people work the same way, but I'll have the start of a thought and I'll continue building on it as I'm speaking it. And so I very well might crash and burn by the end of it. But the only times I get a complete thought is if I am trying to say something and somebody else is talking, you know. But in that case, I'm more just thinking about what I'm going to say than listening. Unless it's like I finish it and then I go back to listening to what they're saying. It really depends. It's funny though, sometimes it's like one of my friends came and was like, "Hey, you want to play frisbee?" And I tried to make a pun, so I was like, "Frisbee, yes." All right, that looks to be good. Your brain was buffering? Yes, my brain buffers just about as much as the stream does. Yawn. Jeez, Louise. I don't know why I yawn so much. Maybe that's a sign I need some water. Actually, you know, that's usually a sign that you're tired. But I got a good night's sleep last night, so I don't think it is. Alright, so you said you wanted a gray hoodie. Let's just see how the Lineworks looks without anything on. It's not too bad. Alright, pull up for the color. Put my photos and go to my favorites. Yeah. There it is. I'll do his rainbow hair first. Red, yellow, green, blue. Alright. I'll do full on color. Give it a little bit of a fade. Make a layer beneath the line layer. And make a nice sort of pattern. I wonder if this would be the time to do cell shading. I just love doing soft shading so much because I'm good at it, but cell shading might end up being better in this case. I'm not sure yet. Unless you have a preference, Ryzen, or if you know the difference between the two. Cell shading is what you usually see at comics, where it's like blocks of different darker colors that fit a little better into it. Whereas soft shading is using a soft brush like an airbrush. He might not be here. I don't know. Bubble Dada! Arnold Schwarzenegger. What am I gonna do for dinner? It's 6 o'clock and I'm not hungry yet, so I can wait. Sometimes I make noise like horse when I snicker. let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Alright, I will do that. Hey, right. You're a little late by about an hour, but it's okay, because I hold no standards to that. May's probably asleep right now, though, so I won't ask her to go. Awooba, 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 awooba. Oh, I don't have you modded. Because you're modded on generic name, but not on here. Oh, nice. Does that mean you're going to be able to come? Or no? I guess not just yet, but as long as it's renewed, that's a step towards it. Wait, what? Hi. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay. Whoops. Hydration time. I just remembered I have, it's not Mio, but it's a more natural version of it. Oh, for the picture. That must have been fun. It'll grow back. Don't be a baby. I'm kidding. Alright. Now, a grayish sweatshirt. A little darker. For the hood. Darker still in the middle. Yep. Hey, hey, woo, woo. Yep. Yep, yep. Yep. Okay, now I'm starting to get a little hungry. What am I gonna eat for dinner? If my brother gets back home from work, wait. He's got 10-hour shifts, so might be there until like 7. Yes. And the jeans have a faded blue. Cool. Oh, there is a mistake and the line work that I need to rectify. I just imagined like I'm tugging at the line like it's a tug of war rope. Alright. Enjoy. No! That's the wrong color. Kerfuffle! Kerfuffle, kerfuffle, kerfuffle. Yeah. A little black fluffy tail. Ugh. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We gotta rock around 8 o'clock tonight. Gotta I don't know what that's by. I think it's an Elvis song. I have no idea. Let's fill in the colors. Mine's almost done, at least in the base color. Oops, got a little artifacts here. Gosh, I wish Fire Alpaca was better at detecting and eliminating these things. There are some ways to mitigate it if you have the tolerance up and it fills in more space. But there's always just a little bit of pixel. Actually, let's up it a bit. Tolerance 30 something. Right, and we'll have orange for his ears. That's way too orange. That's better. But Andy, you can't have too much orange. Yes, we can. It's called pure orange. And that's just intimidating for my eyes. Intimidating was a weird word to use there, but I don't care. Woo. We're about an hour and a half in. Doing an hour and a half of work? Doesn't seem so bad now. Oh, ooh, I accidentally changed the layer blending, but it's a good example of showing how it works. See, for the longest time, when I had done this with a drawing for Silent way back during the Artmageddon stream, and I had no idea what was happening. And now I realize this is how the colors blend in properly. So this is multiply. This is what normal would be like amongst the background. But this is good for add-on layers. Like if we're doing shading, if we do add, you can do any color really. But if you get an airbrush in here, let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Something's not right. Oh, that's multiply. If we go to add, there it is. Let's erase what I did there. But yeah, the add layer is really good for shading. I think it works differently on other colors, unless I'm doing something wrong. It might just be that this is low down. I think it helps things be a little bit more shiny. And then subtract layer, and do the opposite. I think it depends on the context of it. And these noises are incredible. I'm glad you think so, Mr. Ryzen. See, that's a little bit more of a deeper shadow, and instead of being like a black color, it appears as like a darker purple. On pure black, it doesn't show up as much. But, no. Oh wait, no, it is black. I don't know. It depends. We'll see. But I want to finish some of the other parts of the background first. Maybe I should put more in the alleyway too, like a trash can over here or something. Oh yeah, you have a little soda can. You said we wanted Pepsi. I'll get you your Pepsi. Sugar. Soup. Oh, I forgot to ask my sister what she wants to do for dinner. Babe. But that's okay. Ooh. Could you make its eye a little bigger? You know, that's a good point. Zoop. Zoop. And then I'll cover up this spot. I don't know why though. I just love to mess with the drawings at times. Like if I'm on the line layer, I could just take it. Wait a minute, that's the wrong layer. I need to be on layer 10. What layer is this? Oh. Is this for the can? I don't know, I'm gonna delete it and hope nothing was wrong. But yeah, stuff that I like to do with it. If I take it. Hello? Is anybody in here with me? Oh, the thing is just me. But that's okay, because I will work out my problems myself. Ah! I'm sorry. I just having a silly. It's like those memes that you see with people dragging the stuff around in Photoshop. Those are fun. Ooh. Why can't I draw a can shape properly? Why can't I draw a can shape properly? It's just 2 lines up here. That's better. Actually, I probably should ask my sister what she wants for dinner so that she doesn't start complaining and stuff. I will be back in just a second. And I am probably going to forget the BRB screen, but whatever. It's this fun. I'll be right. Ooh. Let me turn off my phone first so don't die on me. Oh. I'm back. Woo. Oops. Oh no. I'm sorry I didn't see that moonlight. Where is he? Thank you for reminding me. I'm gonna have to take a little break though. I think. I'll wait to see if he responds. This is somebody on Discord. I gotta talk with them for a Alright, I think it's safe to continue. I gotta get the top of this can. Oop, I forgot the colors here. Let's do that. Alright, we'll get the lip of the can all. Oops. Problem solving. Oh. I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner tonight. My sister's not home, but my brother apparently is. Oh, 7 people, 9, 6-ish. It's up and down around that area. But I will continue then. Instead of breakfast, I'll do Pepsi. Hey, May. It's a little late, but it's good to see you. I figured I'd start streaming again. As long as I am in the summer, it gives me motivation to do work more consistently. Yep. Hopefully, I can get more content out. I've got some stuff in the works. I might be getting a job soon, though. I've been looking at some places down the shore, and that might still be pretty cool. If I'm living down to the shore to do work, and I come down at night, maybe do some drawing, it would be good. Oh, excuse me. Alright. Get some coloration too. We'll have to see. I am very unreliable when it comes to these things. But hopefully I can start doing things more frequently. If not, I'll supplement it for doing more of other types of videos that I wanted to do. Namely, my art tutorial series, which I have officially started. Don't know how far I'm going to get with it yet, though. And then commentary videos, which both of them will have some reusable frames I need to draw. The problem is just actually doing that, so. Alright, give it a little drink hole. It's a pseudo form of animation that will allow me to fit in some psychology too, and just generally helping people. So it's essentially combining all the stuff that I like. Yes, tutorial videos. So, mainly, my first episode is getting over the mental hurdles of art. Like, for people that are nervous about starting to become an artist, kind of things, or feeling that they're not good enough, and then going into some of the basic sorts of understanding things of how art works, like not perspective, but that might just be a little bit later. But like how to transform two-dimensional shapes on a three-dimensional plane sort of thing, visualizational stuff. So as long as you can get an image in your head, then you can translate it onto paper sort of thing. Getting into that mentality. One of the things I want to talk about too is like different ways of viewing it, like how like the ways to construct a square if you use a ruler and it's just the 4 right angles, although the circle is a little bit more daunting. Easier ways to think about it would be like you could draw a square around it, and then the diameter would pretty much touch the edges of the circle too. So in that sort of way, that was a bad drawing. This one's probably not too much better. But then we could think about it as, well, hey, if we draw a cross between the middle of the square, then we could break it up into segments. So instead of just drawing one big circle, you can draw 4 smaller curves, and it's a little bit easier to manage that way. Or if that's still difficult, then you can break it up into 8 kind of thing. And to make it a little more manageable, you can also and then just some ideas like how to hold the pencil in ways that are good, and to draw lightly instead of putting a lot of pressure on the paper, so you can undo your mistakes with the eraser, and just encouragement things like it's okay to make mistakes because that's what the eraser's built for, and then different things you can do about it. Then the first official episode, like after episode 0, we'll go into line work construction, like setting like line weights and general placement and translation along the 3D plane, setting up like basic sketches, preparing for where things are going to go, and then erasing them, and how I usually do it, and yeah, that's all I've got really planned so far. Hey, Ray. Alright, let's get a little garbage can here. That way I have to draw less people too. This is a nice place to hang out. It's like the Discord server, except I'm the only person in voice chat. Yeah, I'm hoping so too. Because I've had a couple people ask for me for drawing help, and it's really difficult to explain simply. But I will also encourage using other artwork as reference, as long as it's not like published. It's my art tutorial thing, right? Or just how to be an artist. Well, maybe we could do some refresh. Because I'll also be mentioning stuff that I've recently learned that I hadn't really known beforehand, you know. Yeah, pretty much. And I'll show the artwork that I had first done, where it's like, don't lose hope, guys, because I was not very great at the start either. It is like a progressional thing. Boop, boop, boop. I don't know why I'm suddenly craving Chinese. I know my brother won't want it though. Let me get rid of the people in the backgrounds. Execute Order 66. Why did I say that? That's a tall trash can. Why did I make it like that? Let me fix this. Or that is just because Ryzen is down on the ground and it makes him look smaller by comparison. That's a better size. Oh, other thing. I forgot perspective. Boo! Let's do this. Something tells me this is not going to look right. But whatever. See, it doesn't look right because I didn't adhere to perspective when it came to Ryzen's structure. Who's the guy? He looks sad. That is Ryzen, and the reason I'm drawing him is because he played my obstacle course on Roblox and suffered quite a lot in order to get to stage 9 out of 10 on my my hardest level of my obstacle course. So I figured this is good compensation. I think he might still be in the chat. Someone tell him a joke or something. Okay, this one is a good one. Why? That's all I got. Excluding me, of course. By the way, sad news about that. Level -1, the secret level, is, you see, it used to be only possible because you could press the period and comma keys to switch around your camera at a 45-degree angle. But for some reason, Roblox decided to remove that. I don't understand why they did that. It literally bothers nobody to have them as a feature. So, like, Now it literally invalidates the whole start of it. I would argue that it's the same for Andy's Playground, but I was still able to complete stage 7. No, 6. I was still able to complete stage 6 with that just by rotating the camera. Powering deception. It's so cringy now that they had to change the games tab to experiences. Want to make a new experience? No, they had to do that because of like some sort of copyright thing with the App Store. But like, come on, that's pathetic. My experience is garbage. I feel just as garbage as this garbage can. No, I am 100% certain I switched around my keyboard and everything. Unless that's just it on a Mac. If you, I'd have to try it on a Windows in order to see it. I don't think it would do that, though. Epic Games versus Apple. Epic Games threw Roblox under the bus, so they had to change it. What, Apple? Apple was the one that like tried to copyright the term games because of the App Store? Jesus. It's like trying to copyright the word the. I don't know. If I switch over to Windows OS and it doesn't work, then it says something about that. Have you tried it, Ray? Does it still work for you? If you could go and try that. Maybe. Oh. All right. I know you haven't. It just is a little test. You know. I'd do it myself, but I'm drunk. By the way, I had a Reddit post on r/perfectlycutscreams that became my most upvoted post yet at 18,000 upvotes. I was quite shocked that it came to be that way, but I don't know. Yeah, copyright laws are very inconsistent, and they seem to only benefit the people that already have a ton of money. But for smaller creators who have like characters and content that need their proper rights, they're just like, eh. A lot of laws are made just to benefit the big corporations. Why can't I draw a straight line? Why can't I draw a straight line? Bop, bop, bop. Yeah, I made it to the top. That looks okay. Oh. So trying to sue them for now paying. Oh. So Roblox is trying to not look like games then, or not call it games, so they could get discounts in that sense. Yeah, it does draw a straight line, but it's the same thickness, and I want to have a little bit of a taper at the top. We're at 2-hour mark, and I've drawn a trash can. Well, I had to stop a little bit. That doesn't look so bad. Looks a little flat, but it'll look different with color, probably. Okay. I think I'll do the buildings in the background. This is making me think of a picture I took, a really good photo. I'll find it later if I finish up. Let's make another set of lines behind the bricks. So the buildings themselves are going to have thin lines, so there I can use shift without feeling guilty, even though guilt is the wrong word for that. Oh, now another problem I have with max functionality with Fire Alpaca is you can do the shift to draw a straight line thing. Only issue is you can't just, it doesn't go based off where your cursor currently is. You have to draw a little smidgen in there and then do it. He is filled with sugar and probably tacos. I'm tired. Ugh, that was a weird one. All right. Good night, May. Have a good night. I said the same thing in 2 different ways. Have a good sleep. That's better. Bye, 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 bye. A lot of cartoon music, as I remember. From my days of watching cartoons, of course. Cartoons are awesome, Moon. You're very correct about that. You're so correct that I want to give you a medal of correctness. I. I am a cartoon. You're right about that. You're right about that in so many ways. How about I'm an avant-garde cartoon. That's surprisingly accurate. Aw, thank you, Mooney. Ooh, the lighting is going to be a decent thing to talk about. Maybe the sun can be up there. I have a shadow cast over here. Let's do some lighting things. Or maybe just like this. Is this night or day for lighting? I was thinking of day, but if you want to do night, we could do that. Since the blue sky. But night could be better now that I think about it. I was thinking of having a sort of contrast between the outside and inside the alley. Let's see if I can get a good representation of it. Alright. It'll still be pretty light outside, though, because that's just the way the city is. If I do a multiplied layer. No, it's not multiplying. But whatever it is, be beautiful. No. Well. Yeah. And the sky will just have a tinge of blue. Not a lot of blue, but a tinge. Let's see that. Meringue blue. Why did I say meringue? There's nothing close to meringue. So then I gotta take the saturation for these guys down too. filter. That is true. Hue, brightness. Let's just do a test. Lighten. No. Oh, it's add. I think that's what it is. This is just a test for this area. So I guess add doesn't work too well for objects that are already dark. Maybe a screen. I'm trying to look to see which filters are best here. Oh wait, no, if I do add with a color that is not just pure white. What is going on with layer blending here? Just want to experiment some. So that's the difference between those two. Okay. Overlay. So darker one. There. I think this is an interesting thing to think about. Maybe his justification for this angle of the shadow, though, can have just a little bit of a street light hanging out here. Up overhead. I've got my note on here that I might hang on the wall. Nah, don't worry about it. I'm getting a little tired right now. Let's see. How long have we been streaming? About 2 hours still. And then my throat is dry. Let's get some water and maybe a Halls. Yeah, I will be back in just a second. Boop. Boop. I remember this time to take off the BRB. I remember this time to take off the BRB. Up, 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 up. Up and down and up and down. Yep. Alright, this is feeling better. Okay. What layer is this? Oh yeah. I will put it behind the brick layer, actually. The brick layer, that's a job, not a layer. Oh, it was a terrible joke, but it made me laugh. Oh, I remember the other reason I didn't put on music, because I didn't change my sound input. Wait a minute. Quote from Felix, I am the Arctic Fox. Did he steal me? I am an Arctic Fox. Oh no, he just is. Maybe the music that I'm thinking of as this scene is transpiring, I will pull it up on my phone. That's an ad, never mind. It's good. Yep. That's why I put it on. Oh, it has more to it. The first part was just what was in SpongeBob. It's the same song. Apparently, it's the main version it came from has a bit more to it. Cool though. Oh. Did not know that. Not getting trademark sued, so I'm not gonna do the logo. But looks like a propane tank. Cool crack. Diet Pepsi. Yes. A Mac logo, I guess. Let me just look up a can. A bit easier. Oh yeah. I thought of a funny. We start with the white circle. Then we get the darkish red color. Wait a minute, what layer is this? Wrong layer. Shoot. Where is it? Get over there. Here it is. Yeah. You get the white circle. Bad drawing circles. Then we get the red. We get the blue. There we go. Good as new. I think it's funny. You know, now that it's nighttime, I had an idea that would fit more for the people in the background. If we have them as sort of like shadowy figures. Maybe with like white eyes. If I use the airbrush, let's do an example one. These are guys on a lower layer. Above here though. we're going to take the smudge tool. Oh. I don't know if that may be too dark, though. Or if I have too many people there. Yeah, because this is a small sidewalk. Actually, I forgot the sidewalk on the other side of the street. Attention to detail. It makes the street look really thin. It's a single way road. Something. Lumpy, just like city sidewalks. Or sidewalks in Philly. Let me take away the rings for a second then. Did you eat an ice cube? Oh. You could have also eaten an ice cube, though. Ooh, there could be an adjacent one that's out of sight on the other side of the street. So I could do this. But then the shadow of the trash can would sort of be in the way. Would it? Oh yeah, he would. So I will do that next then. Underneath this layer. So this is at 41%. And it is an overlay layer. Overlay. We'll use an airbrush this time though, because you're solid. Get wider. Or more dense. So this shadow is casting this way. He's casting one against the wall. The wall is also casting a shadow. See, the lighting is definitely something I'm going to have to review on my own, because it's a confusing topic. Alright. So light one is coming this way. Would project a shadow on the wall there. This light's coming this way. Projects one on the floor. And then also, this is confusing. Oh god. Well, still underneath. Behind him. Because he's up against the wall, it's darkest directly behind him. And below the light. There's a bit of a skew to it. Well, hey now, I need my sleep too. It would cast a shadow on top of the can, which I'll need another layer for. Do this in a similar way. Overlay, here it is. Wait a minute, I'll just save that for when I do more shading on actually Rise. Let's give this a Gaussian blur to match with the other shadow. Actually, yeah. So this, it wouldn't reflect like that at all, honestly. It would just show upon the edges. So he would still be pretty lit up since he's still on the edges of the alleyway. But further back is where it would come in. Because there's just generally less light back here. That looks a little better. And on this wall too. This will be even darker. Dope. Because this is a view inside the wall, actually. When my mom gets home, I'm probably going to stop the stream so I can figure out dinner. But otherwise, let's see, how long has it been? 2.5 hours. Okay. Knuckle crack. Take a sip of water. The stream is lagged behind considerably. But I think that goes to show that a little bit of a delay It's good. I had it on ultra low. It seems to be running relatively smoothly if I put it on regularly low latency. Only issue is keeping up to date with you guys' chats. Water is very good for you. I would put some stars in the sky, but there aren't any stars in this city. That is true. I think a good idea too. Where's the blur? Or the smudge? Does not look right. Wait a minute, let's figure out a solution to this. We'll make another layer. And now let's do another layer first then. Wait, brush. Let's try let's multiply. We'll add. Right. So you're right. Oh, that looks good. Alright. It's okay. Alright, I'm not sure if my mom got home yet, but I think I was hearing stuff upstairs. I'm gonna check real quick. Don't mind the boogie monster.
She's not home yet.
No. Let's try some layer tricks. Bear, bear. Bear, 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 bear. 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 Alright. I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting kind of tired right now. I think I'm gonna take a little break. Maybe come back after dinner. If I do stream it, at least. I might just continue this on my own. But we shall see. Thank you guys for coming and supporting me on my first stream back in a long time. And if I see you later, I'll see you later. Hopefully we get back to doing regular stuff. But otherwise, I don't know. Ugh, my eyes, man. I've been awake for a long time today. I've been awake as much as I usually am. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Peace.